Hi guys, Alice Taylor here, and today we're going to talk about how to get the best out of your practice when you're on the driving range or on the practice ground to make sure that you transfer that to the golf course to play your best ever golf. Now, obviously when I do a lot of coaching, probably the biggest frustration I think for pupils, and you guys watching may or may not agree with this, is that very often they feel that the practice has been absolutely fantastic, lots and lots of quality shots, and then when they go to the golf course, it's just very different. Performance-wise, doesn't match up at all. Now, I appreciate driving ranges, practice grounds can be a little bit more sterile than the golf course, so I think that's when environment makes a big change. But there's two types of practice. One's called block practice, one's called random practice. I'm going to talk about both and which one you should be doing more of to make sure that you get the best out of your golf. So first of all, we're going to talk about block practice, and it's very much picking the same club at the same target, kind of hitting ball after ball, and this is very much what I see guys doing when they practice. So they set up to that target, they've got something to work on, and they'll hit the shot, and generally they'll feel that there's good improvement there. And doing that same shot over and over, they'll really feel that they groove the golf swing, something I hear a huge amount. So, challenges when you're here, hitting shot after shot with the same club, potentially at the same target. I think it feels fantastic for your ego. You know, really feel there's massive improvement there. Particularly if you're doing this before you go out to play, you know, you really feel excited about getting out on that golf course. You may have hit 20 balls, you may have hit 50 balls, feel that you've got a really good little routine going, and just every one of those shots we take on the golf course. Now, that's block practice. Now, random practice is very much different target, different club, every single shot. Now, random practice is very much playing golf, because that's what we do. We hopefully don't get that opportunity to hit the same club from the same point, because if we do on the golf course, that's normally when we've lost a golf ball, and we ideally don't want to be practicing for that. So, like I said, block practice is fantastic for ego and feeling good about your game, because I really think you feel some massive improvements. But the way I think you need to put the random practice into play when you practice is so you get used to that, not just going through your pre-shot routine, but also the thought process involved in the shot. So I might hit a few shots as block practice just to get loosened up, but I wouldn't be looking at that as I'm hitting it great or I'm hitting it poorly. Once I've done that, I would then imagine I'm playing a few holes. Now, obviously the driving range is always pointing in the same direction, so how much I can alter the wind will vary on the angle that I hit down the range. So today's pretty much straight down wind, so the best I'm going to be able to get is down and off the right, straight down, or down and off the left. But I would, very much like I'm playing a game of golf, I would get my driver and I would start off and imagine I'm playing a few holes. So I would get the driver, tee it up, pick my target from back behind the ball, do my routine, and I've picked my target down the range, and I'm going to go slightly over to the left, so the wind's going to be down and off the left. I would then pick a target, probably, I'm going to try and hit a little 10-yard fade and ride the wind, so I'm probably going to go 25 yards left and then stick to my routine, and only then can I judge how successful I've been with sticking to my process, hitting the shot I want. So I'm not going to talk through my routine, just going to go through and hit the shot. And that's absolutely perfect. Maybe a couple of yards right of where I would have wanted that to finish. But if that was down the first at Heron's Reach, that would have been good. Down the left, a little bit around the corner, that would probably leave me, say, a pitching wedge into the green. And certainly with the wind being like it is today, that would probably leave me a fairly straight down wind shot. So I would move across, give my wedge a little bit of a wipe. But yeah, I would find something as pretty much straight downwind as I can. So I've got a flag straight down the range, and again, it's all about thinking about how the wind's going to affect the flight, committing to what I need to do. Again, I'd be pleased with that, just turning over a touch, but that'd be on the green. Now, obviously on the driving range, I can't really practice my putting, but I could hit any little pitch shots if I miss the green by far enough. Try if you can to put as much random practice into your practice as you can. Like I said, I think it's tough to see the improvement quite as quick, because when you are changing clubs and changing shots, I think sometimes maybe the focus isn't as good on what you're doing. But it will make it much more realistic for being out on the golf course. And I think it also maybe lowers those expectations sometimes. If you've just hit 50 balls with a 7-iron at the same target, great every time. Rightfully, you're expecting to go out and hit a great shot off the first tee. If you don't hit a great shot off the first tee though, many guys will feel the struggling straight away. So, as a recap, by all means use block practice, and I think specifically if you are working on something, that is good, because you're trying to get used to the feeling, the sensation, any little images in your head that you're needing to work on. And certainly hitting shot after shot helps you get used to doing what you're doing. The danger for me is we read too much into that result, hitting the same shot after shot. If you went down to the range and you've only got the one club, if you can, try and keep things exciting. So if I came down with just a 7-iron, I might hit a full shot with a 10-yard fade. I then might hit a full shot at a different target with a 20-yard draw. I may stand there and think, right, could I hit a little half swing and just see how the ball flies? You know, not only is that making you think about different shots and scenarios, you're hopefully going to learn a little bit more about if you hit one offline, you need to hit one under a branch. You may have just learned the shot that will get you out of trouble. So guys, put this into practice. I am sure, positive, that you will see a massive improvement in the consistency level going from driving range and in practice to playing if you can do more random practice. As ever guys, really appreciate you taking the time to watch my video. Like and share it if you enjoyed it. Leave any comments below. You know, let me know if you're a block practicer or if you're already doing plenty of random practice. Subscribe to the channel if you don't already. Hopefully catch up with some of you guys down here in the future. Stay in contact.